Today's target has two parts. The first part is converting equations to slope-intercept form. The second part will be finding slope from a line in standard form. Now the reason why we convert an equation to slope-intercept form that's originally in standard form is to find the slope. So those two targets go together. Now you might ask yourself, why would we convert from point slope to slope-intercept form? That's because there will be questions that you will see on the SOL that specifically ask for slope-intercept form. So it's a helpful skill to have to be able to take an equation that's in point slope and convert it into slope-intercept to match it up with specific multiple choice answers you might see on the SOL. So here are your three different forms. You've already seen these. They shouldn't be anything brand new, so you probably don't even need to write them down. One thing to keep in mind, big idea here is that we're looking for the slope. So both in slope-intercept and point slope we're given the slope, but however in standard we're not. So in order to find the slope from an equation in standard form, we must convert. So let's look at how we do that. Here we have an equation that's in standard form. 3x minus 6y is equal to 12. We want to convert to slope-intercept, which we know is y equals mx plus b. So you notice we're trying to get y by itself. So a couple easy steps here. Follow these steps, you'll be in good shape. Step number 1. You're going to start by adding or subtracting your x term. Now, depending on whether you add or subtract, depends on whether the x term is positive or negative. Just like with solving an equation, you do the opposite. So here we have a positive 3x, so we're going to start by subtracting 3x from both sides. 3x minus 3x cancels out. Leaves us with 6y. Now, please, please, please do not combine unlike terms. Negative 3x and 12 are not like terms. We cannot combine them into 9x. We simply have a negative 3x and a positive 12 now on the right. So that's step 1. Add or subtract your x terms. Do not combine unlike terms. Step 2, you're going to divide everything by the y coefficient. Or in other words, the number in front of the y. So here in step 2, we're going to divide everything, not just the x, not just the 12, not just the y. We're going to divide everything by negative 6. Those cancel out, leaves us with y. On the right side, you want to make sure you simplify. Negative 3 over negative 6 simplifies to 1/2. 12 over negative 6 simplifies to negative 2. So our last step, step 3, will be to simplify if possible. But here is your answer in slope-intercept form. So really quick, go back through the steps. Step 1, add or subtract your x term. Here our x term was 3x, so we would do the opposite. We would subtract it. We do not combine unlike terms. Step 2, we divide everything by the y coefficient. So both the y, the x, and the number, everything is divided here by negative 6. And then we simplify, leaving us with y equals 1/2 x minus 2. Now lastly here, the reason why we do this is to find the slope. So the slope of this line, we can see from the number in front of x, is simply 1/2. So that's from standard to slope-intercept. Now from point slope to slope-intercept, we're going to take this equation. Once again, we want to get y by itself. We want this in slope-intercept form, which we know is y equals mx plus b. Once again, there's a couple simple steps. Step 1, distribute. So you take your slope, you distribute it to both parts of the parentheses. So that gives us negative 3/2 x. Negative 3/2 times negative 4. You can do this on the calculator if you need to. I'd actually recommend that you do it on the calculator if you're not comfortable with fractions. But this becomes a positive 6. Okay, so make a note of that. This positive 6 came from negative 3/2 times negative 4. Step 2, we're going to get y by itself. So you add or subtract the number on the left side of the equation. We're going to get y by itself, so we have this plus 5. Just like with solving an equation, we're going to do the opposite. Okay, we have to make sure we subtract it from its like term. Plus 5 and negative 5 cancel out. We have y equals negative 3/2 x. Positive 6, excuse me, minus 5 gives us a positive 1. And there's our answer. So once again, we start by distributing. Keep in mind that this positive 6 came from negative 3/2 times negative 4. Step 2, we add or subtract the number on the left side. In this case, we have plus 5 on the left, so we subtract it. We always do the opposite. Subtract it from both sides. Positive 6 minus 5 gives us a positive 1, leaving us with y equals negative 3/2 x plus 1. Notice that the slope doesn't change. Okay, the slope should remain the same for both forms. They should both be negative 3/2. If the slope changed somewhere in your converting, something went wrong and you got to go back and fix it. So keep in mind, we do that in case we run into a question on the SOL where the answers are all in slope-intercept form. So it's an important skill to have. And finally, it is your turn. Here's an equation in standard form. I want you to convert it to slope-intercept form. And then lastly, I want you to state the slope of this line. So go ahead and do that now. Pause the video. When you press play, the answer will be on the screen. Here's your problem worked out. We started by subtracting 2x from both sides, making sure we did not combine unlike terms on the right. The right should not be 8x. It should be negative 2x plus 10. Step 2 would be to divide everything by the coefficient of y, which in this case was a positive 5. So we divide everything by 5, and then finally we're going to simplify. Negative 2 over 5 can't be simplified, so we just leave it as negative 2 over 5. 10 over 5 simplifies to be a plus 2. So our our slope-intercept form is y equals negative 2/5 x plus 2. And finally, it asks us to state the slope of the line. So the slope here should be negative 2 over 5 or negative 2/5. As always, if there's anything I did in this video that did not make sense or you need further clarification on, please make a note of it so when you come into class next time I can help you out and make sure you're pointed in the right direction.